Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. I'm glad that our OP maintained courtesy until it was time to not maintain it anymore, because some people are not affected by polite answers. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Entitled Tourist Dad Demands My Employee Parking Spot. I work 3 jobs in a tourist town, so my life is a little effed busy at the moment, trying to get that bag for the ski season. It's an absolute blessing that one of my jobs has a single employee parking spot out back. It's so effing sick that I can just park for free and not have to walk to work, especially when I'm really tired. There are only 2 other people who work with me and we're all kind of homies, so sometimes I'll use the spot when I'm not clocked in. So the other day I just finished my shift at the mentioned job and I'm going to my other job in 2 hours to work the evening. It's a festival weekend, we're busy as F. I'm tired, so I decide that's the perfect amount of time to hotbox my car and take a power nap. I'm woken up by a heavy knock on my window. Immediately I think, F, it's the cops. So I get up pretty fast. I'm relieved to see it's not a cop, but instead it's some short balding guy who looks a little PO'd. Behind him, blocking the entirety of the alleyway, is a giant van full of screaming kids with an Indiana license plate. I roll down the window a bit and I'm like, hey, what can I help you with, dude? ED, this town doesn't have any GD parking. It's ridiculous. Me, yeah, man, there's free parking just up the way there next to the ice rink. It's a short walk to the festival. This is where the dude starts yelling, and I'm suddenly not about it anymore because I realize he probably drove down this alley thinking he'd find a spot and saw me sleeping in my car. Why the F this would prompt you to wake that person up and ask for their spot? I have no idea. ED, look, I have 6 kids. We can't park that far away. We're only going to the festival for an hour or so. All the spots on Main Street are taken up, and it looks like you're just about to leave. Me, oh, does it? That's crazy, man. ED, who are you to talk like that to me? Show some respect. You could park further away if you wanted to. You're able-bodied. My wife has a disability. You're just effing lazy. Now I'm really not having it. I point to the sign that's clearly posted right in front of my car, which says, employee parking, violators will be towed. Me, do people in Indiana not know how to read? I work here. That's why I get to park here. Does that make sense to you? ED's pissed at this point, and I guess he's done messing around. He puts his greasy effing hands on my window. Me, look, get your hands off my effing car or we're gonna have a real problem. ED, just let us park here, you piece of crap. Me, dude, you can effing park here and then I'll immediately call and have your butt towed. Is that what you want? ED, F you, a-hole. And yeah, he stormed off to his van, drove off, and that was pretty much it. I hate these kind of people, man. Whole thing ruined my damn day. As well as my nap. And our second story. You injured my daughter with a seatbelt? I'm going to have you fired. I worked at an amusement park at the time. We got snooty parents, kids, etc. all the time. Figured I'd start sharing some stories. So here I am, kind of dreading coming into work at this point because I know I have about 3 days left of working as a ride operator. From there, I'd go to work at the National Archives or the Smithsonian. I think I decided on National Archives at this point, but I honestly don't remember. This becomes relevant later. So I'm working at my favorite ride in the park. It's called the Music Express. If you know the ride that spins in a circle, goes up and down a little, goes backwards sometimes, it's that. They're everywhere. Ours in this case has a seatbelt and a latch bar. I'm working there with someone, which is unusual as we were understaffed in that section due to a promotional event we were doing. We load up everyone, and when I got back down to the entrance after double-checking my partner's work, and him mine, we really care about safety, I get someone who we'll call Karen. She asked me to come over to her and asked me to look at her daughter's arms. The daughter's about 5 or so. The exchange goes as follows. Me, Karen, and Karen's daughter. Me. What am I supposed to be looking at? The daughter has some various bruises and cuts, nothing out of the ordinary for an active kid. Karen. What do you mean, what are you supposed to be looking at? Look at her arm. Me. I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be looking at here. Karen, you cut my daughter. Me, honestly confused. Do you mind showing me where? Karen, daughter, show him where he cut you. She points to the inside of her elbow. I now realize exactly where this is going. This is going to be an entitled mother trying to get something because her baby is hurt. It continues. Me, figuring out which cut it is on a kid's arm. Are you okay? Is there anything I can get you? Karen, is she okay? She's been screaming at you for the past 5 minutes, and other people have been trying to get your attention. I want you to get her ice at the very least. Me, knowing this is all wrong. I don't have ice here, but I can direct you to first aid. Karen, cutting me off. No, we're on the ride. We want to ride it, and she needs ice now. Me, as I said, I can direct you to first aid. Karen, fine, we'll do it your way. We'll go to first aid, but we're not riding. She said this like it was some sort of threat, saying, I'm not riding as a threat isn't new to me anymore, I'm used to it, but I do also want to add a quick addendum that once we check all the seats, we can't leave the ride area due to safety concerns I won't get into. New addition, Frank is friendly coworker. Me, that's fine, I can't go with you to first aid though. Karen, what? Why? Me, it's a safety concern because, Karen, I'm a 9-year season pass holder and I know you can come with me. Me, having finally got them out of their cars, like I said before, I can't. Karen, haven't you heard the customer is always right? You're coming with me. Me, I can't. However, if you follow certain path, you can reach first aid. Karen gets to entrance and sees guest service flag. Why can't you have excellent guest service like the person who got that? You're terrible at your job. I'm a 9-year season pass holder and work for the state. I'm going to have you fired. Me, actually, I earned that flag. I also have, pointing to something on my shirt, this because I'm one of the best operators in the park. Karen, no, you're not. Give me some ice from that booth and we'll be on our way. Me, I'm sorry. As I said before, there's no ice in the booth. Karen, Frank, get me some ice from the booth. Frank, I can't. We don't have ice in the booth. Karen, stomping towards the booth. I'm getting you both fired. I'm a 9-year season pass holder and work for the state. Me, at this point, fed up with these antics she put on for the past 15 minutes. So you outrank me because you work for the state and I work for an amusement park? Karen, yes. Me, in about 2 weeks, I'll be working for the national government in D.C., which means, per your own standards, I outrank you. Karen, fuming with anger, get me a pen and a sheet of paper. I'm writing down both your names and having you fired. Me, grabs a sheet of paper and pull the pen off my visor that I always have with me. My name's OP. Karen pushes down on the pen so hard that the top of the ballpoint pen pops off and the ink with it. Mighty convenient, isn't that? Give me another pen. She whips the pen at me, which I dodge. Frank hands her another pen. My name is Friendly Coworker. Karen, how do I know your name is OP? Keep in mind by this point she checked my ID on 2 separate occasions before this, and I have a name tag that clearly displays my name on my chest. At this point, my memory gets fuzzy as I was completely caught off guard from Karen harassing me for a solid 20 minutes. She eventually leaves, and I try my best to go back to being my usually cheery operator self. You know, the one that has multiple awards from the park and one from a training company, as well as having been videotaped for random screening of the park to then be later used as a model for how to be a good operator. When my supervisor comes over and tells me I need to see the head of ride operations, Jake, Karen had apparently accused me of assaulting her and her daughter, being an overall rude and arrogant jerk, making suggestive comments as well as being rude to other guests, as well as Frank. Head of ride operation asks for my side of the story. I say I was working at the Music Express with Frank when she stops me. Jake, wait, you don't mean other ride? Me, what? Is that what she said? Jake, just asking. Me, well, neither me nor Frank are trained at other ride and only one person can be operating it at a time. Jake, well, did she say that ride? Me, laughing at the stupidity of it in relief. No, as I said, that'd not be possible. That's basically how the convo went, and Frank confirmed everything I said. We were both sent home for the day, with pay, to make sure she wouldn't try to start anything more. The next day I come in to find out that multiple people on the ride and in line at the Music Express had reported her for berating me and just wanted to make sure I wouldn't be fired. Because of the statements of those people, combined with mine and Frank's oral and written accounts of what happened, she had her season pass revoked and was banned from the park for the rest of the year. A satisfying ending, if you ask me. Bravo! I love these kind of stories when it comes back to bite Karens in the butt. And our last story. HOA Disability Discrimination Victory. About a year ago, I filed a housing discrimination complaint against the HOA of the condo building in which I was a renter. They claimed that my assistant's animal dog counted as a pet for their one pet policy and prevented me from getting an ordinary pet cat. The dog is an ESA who's a significant aid for my partner's mental disability. We filed a discrimination complaint with HUD alleging discrimination by not allowing us a regular pet as any non-disabled resident would be allowed to do. Fast forward, and today I heard back from my state's civil rights agency that they're compelling the HOA to pay us several $1,000s in damages, update their pet policy to explicitly state assistance animals don't count as pets, proactively inform all residents of the law and post it in common areas. The HOA board and property managers must go through fair housing training. The agency will monitor the HOA for compliance. Feels great to win after so many months of stress and fighting. While vindicating, this all could have been avoided if the petty fascists on the board would have just read all the legal documents and HUD policies I sent them at the start. But I guess the sorts of people who run for HOA office need to learn lessons the hard way. I'm so happy to read about justice served as it's too rare. I wish you all the best. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.